This is it, a chance to make the playoffs in the final week of the season. The results of this game will come down to a battle of great defenses as the New York Jets will try to spoil the effort that got us to this point. Thank you guys so much for being here. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more content like this, and comment on what you think of our first year with the Broncos. We will be taking on a feisty Jets defense today, which frightens me to believe this game isn't a cakewalk, especially with the way our offense has played as of late. Statistically, this year hasn't been terrible, but it's been pretty close to being unwatchable the last few games. It'll be interesting to see how we'll fare against one of the most challenging defenses in the league today. And it's safe to say at this point that if we win, we're in, and if we lose, there's a high possibility that we won't make the playoffs, and we can begin planning and thinking about the offseason. We at least will get some reinforcements, as you know the last few weeks, we were hit hard with the injury bug, and it's great to see 4 key players on both sides of the ball return, especially when it's guys up front in the trenches to set the foundation for success. As we're getting healthier, the Jets are at 100% in their lineup before we get started. Sam Darnold is at quarterback, running back is Breece Hall, fullback is Xander Horvath, receivers are Garrett Wilson, Noah Brown, Allen Lazard, and maybe some Xavier Gibson. Tight end is Juwan Johnson, left tackle is the rookie superstar Casey Sheldon, left guard is Laken Tomlinson, center is Joe Tippmann, right guard is Elijah Vera Tucker, and right tackle is Mekhi Becton. On defense, Bryce Huff and Jermaine Johnson are at edge. Defensive tackles are Quinnen Williams and John Franklin Myers. Off-ball linebackers are CJ Mosley, Jawan Bentley, and Quincy Williams. Corners are Sauce Gardner, DJ Reed, Amani Oruwariye, and maybe the rookie Deontay Ball. Safeties are Cam Bynum and Chuck Clark. One team playing for pride, and the other is trying to book their ticket to Cincinnati with the win. But it all starts with taking care of business on our home field to guarantee a chance to the dance. But all eyes will be on the offense to see if they can prove to us that they are credible, and not just this year but going forward. As they'll get a chance to prove to us here, as Week 18 is officially underway. A touchback in the end zone, Jameis Winston will try to deliver us to the playoffs. Off to an amazing start the last game with 2 touchdown drives in the first half, and then it went radio silent. Thankfully, the defense had another stellar performance, and we'll see which Winston will come out today. Starting it off with Banks, who will cross the 1,000-yard milestone on the year with that run, as he'll try to have a much better outing than he did last game. And another strong run here. Grabbing 4 to 5 yards each carry is all we could ever ask for from our running back. As that pass is caught for the first down, Dulcich, who found the end zone last episode, able to move the chains early in this game. As Banks has daylight, picking up the first down and finally tackled down. Another strong run to charge us inside Jets territory. Going outside again, but this time Jermaine Johnson well prepared, and the first negative yards today for the Broncos offense. Mostert now shimmies out of the backfield, has space, and picks up another first down. The biggest run by Mostert this year goes for 19 yards. We've been making running the ball a priority as of late, and today seems to be one of those days it's working well. As Banks gets another carry, can't find much room, and it'll be a short gain, and bringing up another 3rd down. Winston looking downfield, being chased and shoved down for the sack. Big Jack Heflin forces out the field goal team, and it's no gimme here from 52 yards. And it's no good! Cunningham kicks it wide right. It had the distance, but the accuracy was well off the mark, and that sack proved to be costly as it remains a scoreless game for Sam Darnold and the Jets offense. Starting this off with a pass, and completed on the outside. Quick first down for the Jets as Noah Brown hauls in his first catch of the game. Throwing again, and completed once again. This time Allen Lazard picks up 9, and the Jets are moving the ball well in just 2 plays. As Darnold will roll out right looking downfield. Can't find anyone, and he'll flip this out of bounds. Good job there to put stress on the Jets offense. As Hall picks up the first down on his first carry of the game. Lots of attention in the passing game, but we can't forget about the dangerous Breece Hall. Darnold will now take a shot and connects downfield. Garrett Wilson, another threat in this Jets offense, just fried our secondary. Now to the end zone. Caught, touchdown. Juwan Johnson caps this drive off with a score, and the Jets come into Denver assuring that this game is not going to be a smooth ride. We'll look to respond, starting with Banks. And he takes a big hit, but a solid gain there. And they'll try to close the first quarter strong. Winston throws, and that's off the mark. Tried to find Banks on that out route, but too far wide. Throwing again, and that pass is knocked down incomplete. He went to the same area, but that time the Jets were all over it, and the Broncos will end up punting. Dixon to boot this away. It's a high kick, deep into Jets territory. Gets past one man, trying to find space, but the Broncos will close it up nicely. Impressive start so far by these Jets on both sides of the ball, as that is completed down the seams. Johnson with speed running by everyone. Burgess can't get him, and he's in for the touchdown. Juwan Johnson on back-to-back plays finds the end zone, and the Jets are shocking everyone here in Denver. This is the worst start we could have imagined today, as Banks gets crushed in the backfield by Quinnen Williams for a loss, and the offense is once again nowhere to be found. Banks again runs into a wall. The Williams brothers are living in the backfield, and we can't afford another 3 and out. Going with the screen, has some space, but just can't get past DJ Reed, and the Broncos will have to punt it away again. Commanding lead for the Jets as they'll look to add some more. And that pass is caught over the middle, and Noah Brown will haul in another catch for the day. On second down, throwing over the middle again, and broken up. Drew Sanders knocks it down and a chance to get the ball back. Darnold throwing this left, and it's picked off. Patrick Surtain, he's got space with straight line speed. Brown on his horse, can't get him, and he's in for the score. Patrick Surtain with yet another pick six on the year, and the Broncos have found a miraculous way to cut the lead back in half. 2 minutes left in the half, as Darnold will try to shake off his mistake, floating this outside, and a diving catch made by Berrios for the first down. Jets off to a good start to counter a recent score. Broncos send pressure, throwing this outside, and connects. Garrett Wilson with another big catch, and the Jets near field goal range. On first down, throwing this right, and a nice play there by Levi Wallace to knock it down, as we really need to rely on our defense here to keep us within arm's length. As Darnold throws, and that's off the mark, and the Jets will settle for a field goal here. Not a gimme, a 49-yard try. Kick is up, and good. And the Jets will fly into the locker room with the lead. And somehow we are putting up yet another stinker on offense. But not only that, we've allowed multiple big plays, resulting in us trailing here by 10. Halftime report. Kansas City Chiefs closing it out against the Chargers, as both teams have clinched their way into the playoffs so far. Herbert with a perfect start, but still trailing. Bills need a win to stay in the playoff hunt, and doing their job well. They lead 14-3 over the Patriots, as Josh Allen able to find Deontay Hardy for the score. Raiders at Cincinnati, and the Bengals wrap up their regular season with the win, and we'll get a chance to face them if we make it to the playoffs. But that is looking really dim at this point. The Jets have come to play, and we have been anchored down and shut down. So far we've made some plays, but we really need to find the end zone desperately. Simple as this, win and we're in. Lose and our fate is no longer in our hands, and we can only pray to live to see another day. Later on in the second half, and the Jets will start with the football. As Darnold is hit hard, he rolled out too far out and took a direct hit from Dana. Real lucky to not be sacked or injured on that one. He'll float this on the outside, and that's incomplete. Too far out of the reach of his receiver, and Burgess with solid speed to go toe-to-toe. Broncos send everyone. He throws, and that's caught for the first down and more. Tripped up from behind, and Jawan Johnson with another big catch. And the Broncos surrender yet another big play. Darnold now running with it, and launched into the air well behind the line by Devin Bush. Tried to get sneaky, but sniffed out immediately. As that pass is caught, and Noah Brown once again with another catch. He's had a solid day, and the Jets are trying to pile it on. And they do. Touchdown, Garrett Wilson, and the Jets taking the life out of the stadium and putting the Broncos' playoff hopes in serious jeopardy. Do or die moment right here. They go with Banks, and he'll wiggle his way in for a solid gain. Decent gain by Banks, but this Jets team has really given us a ton of trouble today. As Winston will step and throw, and another incompletion. To put into perspective, Banks has 80 yards on 17 carries. Winston has 65 yards on 18 passing attempts. But that's his biggest throw of the day. Finally taking us inside the 10-yard line. And a big-time catch there by Greg Dulcich. Now rolling out, dumping it off, and that's broken up. Marvin Mims Jr. unable to hold on, and they'll try again. Second and goal. Feeling pressure, throws over the middle, and broken up again. Dulcich looked open that time, but hit at the last second to prevent the catch. 6 seconds left in the third. Winston to the end zone, but off the mark trying to find Whitworth, and the Broncos will just settle for a field goal. Cunningham trying to redeem his miss earlier, and that is through. And the Jets, yes, the Jets led out by Sam Darnold will take us to the fourth quarter with a 2-touchdown lead. Both offenses struggled, so now late in the fourth, as the Jets will try to put the dagger in this game. As Lazard makes another catch there for a short gain. Under 5 to go. Rolling out to his weak side, and he's brought down. Nate Gills with another sack, adding on to his tremendous rookie year, and a chance for the Broncos to remain in this game. And it helps that they jumped early here as well. Crowd in a panic. Jets going with the screen. Has some space, makes a move, but nowhere close to the first down marker, and the Broncos are still very much alive. Need a quick score, then rely on our defense to get the ball back. He throws, and that's broken up. Not a great idea to try Sauce Gardner in a clutch moment. Going on empty here. He's going to take a shot. Had a man and misfired too far out front. That was a walk-in touchdown if he connected with Whitworth there. Instead, it's third down. But that's converted for the first down. Good job by Winston recuperating himself after the missed throw. Broncos playing with higher tempo now. Winston drops back. Now throws. And it's picked off. Somehow the Jets come away with the football, and I have no idea how. It looked like it was going to be in the hands of Banks at first sight, but Quincy Williams finds a way to undercut this ball. And wow, he just rips it out of Banks' hands, and the Jets will run out the clock and come away with the win. Of all the teams to lose to, it's the Jets that we fall to in a must-win game. Final score for the Jets victory, 24-10. Disappointing loss once again, losing our last 3 of 4 games to close out the season. And it's almost poetic that Jameis Winston would throw an interception to finish off the year. He's done well with his turnovers over the course of the season, but he just can't put the team on his back to come away with the big plays, and he certainly struggles with getting the ball into the end zone. Just a frustrating way to finish off the regular season, especially when you think about at how one point we won 7 in a row, and all of a sudden our hopes for the playoff race may be all over. Now it's just a waiting game to see whether we are completely eliminated or if we can get some kind of help so we could sneak into that coveted 7th seed. We could have finished the job ourselves, but instead we are pretty much in limbo now, and I'm not hopeful or sure that we made the playoffs. But what I do know is that we need to figure out this quarterback position this offseason, because we just can't have this type of production of averaging 10 points a game and relying on our defense every single time. But it remains to be seen on what will happen. To keep it dramatic, we'll go through the draft class before we sim to the next week and find out our fate. This week we will be talking about the secondary, and the safeties and corners in this class have some intriguing players. With the safety class to start off, I personally have a hard time of drafting safeties. I like hybrid safeties, especially when I'm asking them to play tons of man, but it's so difficult to find the right guys, and I often miss when I try to draft one. But you guys can feel free to give me your tips and tricks. For free safety, it's not a great class. I only saw 2 guys that I liked, and one of them is Terrell Golson. He's just 21 years old at 5'11", 196 pounds out of Texas. He's a decent athlete, not great, but maybe some things to work with here. But truthfully, he's got a lot of work to do before I can even consider him as a second round pick. But this is how thin this class is. I did find a hybrid safety in Jaden Chambers. He's 21 as well at 6'1", 210 pounds, so pretty good size. He's an okay athlete. We'll have to wait and see what his combine numbers turn out to be. But for a projected day 3 pick, I like seeing the upside of all these C's, but again, it's not that strong of a class. There's only one safety that I maybe like, and it's top projected safety, Kendrick Radley. He's a hybrid safety, which is why I wanted to check him out. He's got pretty good size, but his athleticism is a question mark to his game. Just not sure what we'll get there until the combine. However, he's a good player, but the biggest concern has to be his injury. We all know availability is the best ability. To finish up our draft conversations, we'll do some corners here. And this class is a fun group that gets me excited, and I'm sure you will be as well. I won't go through the entire list, that would just take too much time, but I really did like this class, and I wouldn't hesitate to take a few, and maybe even transition one of them to become a safety. It's a very deep class, and there are 5 corners that I'm excited to talk about. First is Xavier Rhodes, who's projected to be the best corner in this class. He's just under 6 feet at 21 years old out of Alabama. Incredible athlete, and goes very well with his attributes and skill set. He's a zone corner, a very good one at that, but can also play well in man, so really an all-around player, which makes a ton of sense why he's ranked number 1. Deeper in the class, I love Tremaine Wilson. He's 6'3", just a lengthy corner, and he's only 21 years old. He's a good athlete, and I can see him moving to safety if needed, but he's got 8 press coverage and man, a recipe for success, especially in my defense. Lots to like for a player like this. Martin Nixon fits that safety mode as well. He's got great size at 6'2", 202 pounds. Just an awesome athlete as well, which this class provides a ton of, and I love that he too has 8 press and just solid grading on tackling. He's going to be a fun player to keep an eye on. Demarius Weatherspoon is the unicorn of the draft class though. He's 6'5", which is wild, and just under 200 pounds. Crazy long corner, but what's lacking is athleticism unfortunately. But I mean, considering his size, we might take a shot on him for a day 3 pick. He can tackle, he can play press, he plays man, lots to consider for a player like this. But my favorite player in this class, and always has been, it's Tyler Colvin. I knew this guy was going to be not just a good player, but a great one. And he's only 20 years old, and a true talent as a top 5 player. He's an excellent athlete, probably the best athlete in the class, and he does everything. He can play man, zone, press, and even safety at his size. I love his potential, and I want to find a way to take him in this draft. Fun stuff, but here is the big reveal. Did we make the playoffs, or is our season over? And the Denver Broncos have clinched a playoff spot, and we will take on the Cincinnati Bengals in the next episode. It was as close can be. We just edged out in front even with the collapse we had at the end of the season, and the Bills and Texans were sent home, but we have the gift of playing the Cincinnati Bengals. And these will be the playoff brackets just in case you were wondering, but on we go to Cincinnati. We've seen these guys before in week 3, and it was a nightmare for our defense to stop them. But hopefully we can turn it around and stop Joe Burrow. Not going to be an easy one, but wild card round, here we come. And of course, thank you guys so much for watching. For more content like this, please hit the like button and subscribe, and comment on how we should approach the draft this year. I'll see you in the next one. I'm Monkey C, and I'm out.